The last double-decker bus of the Fifth Avenue Coach Company in Manhattan ran in 1953. In 1974, plans were drawn up for the return of the New York double-decker. In 1976, it became a reality when 8 British-built double-decker buses took to the streets of Manhattan. Why was this considered a male chauvinist's bus? Let's find out. Hi, this is Jeffrey, and in this video, we're going to go back to September 15th, 1976, and the debut of New York City's 8 British-built double-decker buses. Now, as you just heard, the last double-decker buses that ran in Manhattan was in 1953, and in 1974, plans were drawn up to bring back the double-decker bus to New York City as well as to Los Angeles, except I don't think Los Angeles got double-decker buses at that time. So New York City received 8 British Leyland-built double-decker buses, and in this video, we're going to go back to the first day of operation when they made their debut. And we're also going to see, why was this bus considered a male chauvinist's bus? Well, stay tuned because you're about to find out. And here's the article from the New York Times. Double-deck buses make debut and stop pedestrian traffic. By Edward C. Burks, dated September 15th, 1976. At long last, double-decker buses are back in town. 8 very tall ones, in fact, and all newly built in Britain and ready for regular service today. How long since double-deckers last ran on Fifth Avenue? A generation ago, in 1953. Last year of the tall buses here, Stalin died, Mount Everest was scaled for the first time, and Carl Furillo was baseball's batting champion with a .344 average for the pennant-winning Brooklyn Dodgers. Yesterday, the double-deckers were back on the avenue in a new and bigger form. 14 feet 5 inches tall, with very large windows, air conditioning, 69 soft seats, and a periscope so the driver can scan the enclosed upper deck. On a trial run, the big, boxy, colorful buses stopped traffic, pedestrian traffic that is, as New Yorkers paused, gawked, and looked up with smiles and waves. 4 are red, white, and blue, and 4 are two-tone blue and white. Curbside comments included, "Aren't they beautiful? Love that bus. It makes me happy." And from a bright-eyed lady of a certain age, "Oh, I remember them so very well." 2-year trial planned. Going into service today for a 2-year trial on the M4 and M5 routes, the buses, built by British Leyland, will run on Broadway, Riverside Drive, and Fifth Avenue. The 2 routes overlap southbound on Fifth Avenue between 57th and 23rd Streets. For a formal opening ceremony, Mayor Beam and 24 others gathered at midday at Grand Army Plaza on the open top of a 1903 vintage double-decker bus that once ran on hard tires on Fifth Avenue. Looking out at the new buses, as well as a 1936 model closed-top double-decker, all parked near the southeast corner of Central Park, the mayor recalled that taking a ride on the upper deck was the way we courted our wives in those days. The Federal Urban Mass Transportation Administration and New York State, with bond funds, are splitting the $841,000 cost of the new buses and spare parts as an experimental project. There has been some grumbling that traffic lights and utility wires had to be raised to accommodate the new buses and that they are too tall to fit bridge and tunnel clearances and must be restricted to Manhattan. John Taylor, regional director for the Federal Transit Agency, said that a number of problems could be expected in a demonstration project, but none should be so severe, he added, as to prevent double-deckers from becoming a permanent feature here again. Graham W. Whitehead, president of British Leyland Motors, got a laugh by presenting Mayor Beam with a mock ignition key as big as the mayor. The mayor responded that it seemed just big enough to open up the United States Treasury to help the city. David L. Unick, Metropolitan Transportation Authority chairman, said that the buses, if successful, might be extended to other routes. The new buses are shorter than regular city transit buses and seat 44 on the upper deck, 25 on the lower, compared with 43 on regular buses. They are about a foot higher than double-deckers last in service here. New watchwords for bus riders are watch your head, because specified headroom is about 6 feet on the lower deck and 5 feet 8.5 inches on the upper. New Yorkers able to make test rides yesterday got a whole new perspective. Some male chauvinists riding on the upper deck declared that a whole new dimension had been added to girl watching. The M4 route runs between the cloisters in Upper Manhattan to Pennsylvania Station. The M5 route from 178th Street and Broadway to Houston Street. And that's the end of the article. So that was pretty interesting, wasn't it? Even in the middle of a major fiscal crisis, New York was able to partially fund the purchase of 8 British double-decker buses. And when I was a child, I actually rode on this bus. I remember we stood on the corner of 42nd Street and Fifth Avenue for, I don't know, an hour or maybe longer, 2 hours. And finally, one of the red, white, and blue buses showed up. And to me, it was a really great thing because it was so different from anything else that was in New York City, because the only types of buses at that time were the GM and the flexible New Looks, and that was basically it. So to me, it was a really, really unique thing. It was a real novelty. And to experience that in New York City was really great. And the buses, as you saw, were later sold to a Gray Line of San Francisco, and also a Canadian operator bought a few of them. And every now and then, the New York City transit system experiments with double-deckers, but they never buy any. They never have purchased any. They generally are for use on the express routes. That's where they put them, on the routes from Manhattan to Staten Island generally. But they just never purchased them. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video of the look back to the debut of New York's British-built double-decker buses of 1976. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye.